It is my count in open world adventure to bring you reviews that are not 2 minutes long or filled with sponsored bullcrap, and here we are. It is time to check out a game that's one part kicking the out of a paint store and one part post-apocalyptic power fantasy. That is right, the Neon Apocalypse has arrived. Rage 2 from id Software and Owlhand Studios. Rage 2 returns to the land that Drab Colors forgot. Decades after the original, it is a first-person open-world shooter. It is out May 14th for the Xbox, the PC and the PS4. Let's see if Rage 2 is the perfect prodigy split from the best parts of Mad Max and in shooter history, or if it is just the freakish CRISPR DNA mutate love child of ideas slapped together during a midnight rendezvous. As always, if you liked the video, go out there and find a smaller YouTube. It's an amazing review. Here's very passionate about video games, and when I'm done watching a video from him, I always know exactly what it was that he liked or did not like and what I'm gonna alight with. Seriously, I would say check him out. So anyway, here's my review for Rage 2. What happens when Instagram filters die crocs are evil even in the future, and the continuous adventures of the new Walker Texas Ranger graphics are up first when you are baiting a convoy across the ruined remains of some barely powered road, fighting for your life and trying to beat the living crap out of 12 other vehicles. The game really does harken back to the best that Mad Max offered us, from those folks, the explosions, the kinetic feel, the debris flying in the sense of collision and impacts of weapons is really profound, and it is a joy to drive around in the game and take on the other survivors, the apocalypse. And yes, here you have to ignore for a second that you are basically supposed to be a good guy, but it does not take long before your bird of prey in some trusty of modern chemicals who is blasted down on the desert road that was not exactly destroyed. You hightail it after him. The game's use of color work also is something that I think people should notice. The neon pinks, the lime greens and enough wayward bright primaries to really make you think that they feel headlong into a boom bros DMT painting your empires through red jungles, 1 second blasting of multicolored pleasures the next, and then beating your way up the neon socket hours as some gang lord who rip off every tower and stone neon light then they could not find in a 14 miles radius. When it comes to the game world and it is overall design, I have absolutely no complaints. Also, I like the gun design here. They are not overly detailed or dramatic, but must have a nice secondary feature, and they fit the more robust build to the look of the Rage world or the more fantastic arc style. Text of some of them depending on the heritage of the guns. Some of their shoots look really good, like the delayed takeoff with a rocket launcher secondary fire on the air pressure distributions of the shotgun zoomed in mode. I really like those small graphical details, but I think they add to the package structures themselves. Rock doll when hit and impacts look good with exploding bits of armor when you break it, and that does a passable job informing the gamer of damage done during a shot. I also really have to say I like the explosions in the game now. When it comes to the characters themselves, there are some oddities. First, the game does not set its best foot forward when you start out. It's easily the most drab and downright terrible looking place in the entry game, and not just artistically, nothing more than a series of concert halls and a floor and some NPCs standing around in a burned out building. That low resolution texture shows up on their faces, the lack of detail that many other games seem to offer right now. That being said, once you leave the location, most world areas look excellent. There are a number of main NPCs that look tremendous. What's just a little bit questionable here is with the low NPC count in the world, with cities, the towns and the bandit camps, and it can actually make the game look a little bit wanting when it comes to those extras. Some characters move around the town, and overall there is a good lived-in feeling to most of those locations, but you might question in this, is it because of the performance they want to get out of the game engine? Performance is also a mixed bag like first. Let's get this out of the way most of the time. Thanks for watching, press like to this video and wait my next video. Goodbye.